y'all, this is part 3 of how I started in jewelry. This will be focused on Tiffany, since that's kind of the last big chapter and most recent for me. I was there for 4 years, and that time has come to an end. My last day was actually just last week, which feels like forever ago. It's been interesting. We're adjusting back to a normal schedule, and by normal I mean just setting my own schedule and my own work. It's incredible how much more time I have now to just focus on my own projects and where I want to be as a designer and a creator. So it's amazing to have that freedom. I definitely miss the people. I miss the routine a little bit. Going into the office and saying hi to everyone. It was definitely a hard choice when I decided to leave, simply because, again, I had that constant in my life for 4 years, which is pretty much almost as long as I've been in New York, and just, realize you're no longer the same person that you were a couple years ago, right? And then moving forward. So, yeah, while I was there, I got to learn a lot of new technical skills, critical skills in terms of looking at jewelry and evaluating it, feeling it. I didn't really think of even working for a big company. So when the opportunity came up, I made the choice because, it's Tiffany, right? And it wasn't even something that was in my periphery. It's not even something I was thinking about. I applied for a job one day when I was walking around 57th Street here in Midtown Manhattan, and I came across the store, and I thought, let me see if they have any jobs. And then I applied for one. A few days later, pretty much, I got an interview, and then I got hired very soon after that. Definitely the most important 4 years of my life in terms of jewelry and career development so far, outside of Dartmouth, which is more general, and then kind of set me up to get to Tiffany. But in terms of jewelry, I think it cemented my interest for the industry even more, just realizing how many different facets there are. You can do pretty much anything in jewelry. You can take pictures, you can QA, which is like quality assurance, look at jewelry, you can buy gems, pretty much anything. You can design, you can make the piece, you can manage projects, you can be in product development. There's just like a million different sections in terms of jewelry. So definitely helped cement my interest. Before I was more on the edge of, am I doing the right thing? Is this really going to be something I can make a living off of? Or am I actually going to struggle? Because that's simply what, especially when you're in school and you're very young, you don't really know what's out there. So now coming back a few years later, I just have this sense of, I just need to keep designing, keep working. It's just, I have to just follow that interest that I have and that passion, which is what got me to Tiffany in the first place, that initial interest. And you almost have to be stubborn and say this is going to work out, and then somehow it's always worked out, right? It's just when you put in the work and you have the talent and the skills, it's just a matter of time. And I've always done every choice with faith. It's never of like, if it works, great. It's more of like, I leave this in God's hands, and then I will just pray that it works out exactly as I'm planning it, or even better than I expect. So I feel very lucky in something outside of myself. And the reason I left Tiffany, the cons were just, you don't have as much control of your time, you don't have as much control of whatever projects you're working on. So for me, it just felt, okay, I'm at a point where I've learned enough technical skills, and I've been at a big company for quite a bit now. I want to get out and experiment more with my own work and get my work out there, sell my work, and see how far I can push my own designs. So that was a big part of why I left. if the chance ever comes back of, would you come back and do some designs, I would consider it, but I do want to spend some time to just keep developing my own portfolio, my own work, my own voice, outside of a big company, just because it's easier to get lost in that world. Complicated designs, more complicated pieces, and growing your client book. And then I get to make videos like this. Before, I wouldn't necessarily feel as comfortable making a video and standing in front of the camera. So just getting outside of my comfort zone now more than before. And I think 4 years is plenty of time to learn just enough. But one of my fears is getting older and not accomplishing my goals and settling. So as soon as I started to feel that in my role, I knew it was going to be time for a change soon. And yeah, now I get to spend time, doing work I truly am passionate about and try to make it all work out. Definitely very ambitious, but I think the only way to create interesting work is to be very ambitious and pushing yourself beyond what you think you can accomplish. So thanks for watching this part 3. I appreciate you all spending some time with me, and hope to see you all next time. Subscribe and like this video.